Make It Work is a series designed to help students develop and maintain work readiness skills while at home, in the community, or the classroom. W.O.R.K stands for Work, Opportunities, Readiness, and Knowledge. Today we will look at how to create a career plan. We're so happy to meet you. Meet Jane Thorpe. Jane is a work-based learning coordinator at PNW BOCES. She worked as a transition specialist and also a school counselor. I'm Kit Casey. I'm a transition specialist for the Lower Hudson Regional Partnership Center located at PNW BOCES. I have a background in special education as well as vocational counseling. Make It Work is a series of short videos created to help students develop skills necessary to secure employment. This series is designed for educators, parents, and students. The focus is on tips, strategies, resources, and hands-on activities for direct instruction with students. During this series, you will learn about how to identify and develop skills needed to begin the job search process, career interest inventories and how to access them, and also how to apply your job readiness skills in the world beyond your home or classroom. Where do we begin? A great place to start is by looking at the New York State Department of Education Career Development and Occupational Studies Learning Standards, more commonly known as the CDOS Learning Standards. The learning standards describe the key areas necessary for successful entry into the job force. Today, we will look at creating a career plan. Not only are career plans a great way to start job journeys, but they are also integral to mastering Learning Standard Number 1, Career Development. Let's take a look at Learning Standard Number 1, Career Development. Each learning standard lists key ideas, performance indicators, and sample tasks. The key idea defines work concepts. These concepts are what students need in order to understand the world of work. The performance indicators provide some suggestions indicating what students should know and be able to do. The sample tasks give us specific examples of how they can demonstrate mastery of the key idea. Today, we will look at completing a career plan, which is a performance indicator. Much of what goes into completing a career plan is used to develop goals necessary to explore employment options. The act of completing a career plan may be considered a sample task demonstrating mastery of Learning Standard Number 1. Today, we will explore a career plan together. It is recommended that you have your own copy so that you can follow along with me. You can download your own career plan from the New York State Department of Education website. If you have access to a computer, you can also complete a career plan electronically by accessing Career Zone. In an earlier edition of Make It Work, Who Am I?, Jane Thorpe introduced us to Career Zone. Career Zone has many applications. There are career interest inventories, job descriptions, and so much more. You can even watch videos to get a better sense of what jobs actually look like. You can also store information on Career Zone, including your career plan. Although you do not need an account to use the many of Career Zone's offerings, you will need to set one up if you want to complete and save your career plan. This information, as well as other career exploration documentation, can be stored in your own portfolio. Career Zone is free, but you must be responsible for keeping track of your own account information, including your password. Let's look at the first page of the career plan. Notice at the top it says Commencement Level. That means this document is geared towards high school age students. There are other career plans also available at the New York State Education website for students who are as young as kindergarten aged. Next, look at number 1, personal data. Enter your name, student identification number if appropriate, and your school. Number 2, review of the student career plan. Students, you are not alone on your career journeys. Enter the grade you are in the column on the left that says grade level. The next column says date of review. This is often completed during annual review meetings. Moving to the right, do you see where it says possible participants? Those participating in the review of the document enter their initials in the appropriate boxes. Number 3, knowledge, self-knowledge. Who am I? Notice the column for grade levels on the left side. The career plan can begin at any time. It should be updated annually. Moving to the right, 1A, personal, out-of-school activities that you enjoy. Try to be as specific as possible. If you enjoy playing sports, which sport? Working out in a gym is very different from playing football outdoors. Shopping online is different from shopping at the mall with your friends. 1B, academic classes or subjects you enjoy the most. As you think about your favorite classes, start to think about why you like them. If you like ELA, for example, is it because you like to read? Or maybe you like PE because you enjoy being active. 1C, work preferences, working with people, ideas, and things. Do you enjoy teamwork, working alongside your classmates? Or maybe you like creating ideas and developing projects on your own. Or do you most enjoy working and learning with objects? Now, turn to page 2. On the previous page, we began looking at self-knowledge. We talked about things you like to do. Now we're going to switch it up a bit. We're going to look at your abilities. When we talk about abilities, we're really talking about two things. What are you good at, and what do you need to get better at? We'll start with listing skills and talents that will be helpful in identifying career choices. Take a moment and think about your strengths. Are you dependable? Do you enjoy helping others? Are you good at painting objects? You get the idea. Next, identify careers that require your strengths. You may want to check out Career Zone for some ideas. Next, let's begin to think about personal and academic areas that need strengthening. Again, keep in mind what you may need to work on as it relates to career goals. Say, for example, Roberto enjoys helping people and he is exploring careers in the nursing field. Career exploration includes determining what the requirements entail. What training or education is required? What about subject areas? People in nursing professions must take math and science courses. If these are not subjects that Roberto is doing very well in, he would list the appropriate courses in the boxes underneath I need to strengthen. The steps he will take to strengthen these areas could include asking for extra help in math and science or tutoring, just for a few examples. In Area B, you'll see career plan, where am I going? The first part talks about school and/or community experiences. Again, keep in mind experiences that have a potential career connection. Some examples could include career fairs, job shadowing experiences, participating in a career day, interviewing someone about his, her, or their career, or participating in a mock or real job interview. These are just a few ideas. There are many more possibilities. Be sure to list skills that you acquired through your experiences. Remember, a skill is more than something you learned. It means you can demonstrate what you learned. The next part addresses work experiences. Work experiences may occur in the community and they may involve paychecks, but not always. Volunteer work in the community, on campus, or in your neighborhood can be just as valuable. Turn to page 3. At the top of this page, note careers of interest and characteristics. In this section, you will begin to identify careers of interest as well as some very important factors surrounding your choices. Once again, note the grade levels on the left. As you begin to explore employment options, you will discover things you like, things you don't like, and things you'll want to explore further. Don't worry, it's all part of the process, and that means you're on the right track. You can find information about education requirements, skills, and job outlooks on Career Zone. We will spend more time on job outlooks in a future edition of Make It Work. Let's talk about work environments. They vary from job to job and they encompass many different things, including schedules like fluctuating shifts, working at a desk or working with lots of people, having to dress a particular way, like having to wear a uniform, background noise, bright lights, working alone, or working with part of a team, and the list goes on. It is extremely important to identify aspects of work environments, particularly if you have a need or you need an accommodation based on your disability. Another important consideration is transportation. How will you get to your job? Will you take a bus or train? If so, you must take that into consideration as you look at jobs. You will need to make sure public transportation is available to the work locations you are considering. If you plan to get a driver's license, that may be something to enter into the skills I need to acquire category. Let's move on to the next area, future goals and decision making. Now that you've identified areas of career interest, it's time to think about goals. A word about goals. They are observable and measurable. That means they include activities that can be seen, and once they do occur, we can determine whether or not the outcome was successful. Here's an example. Jamila's career goal is to be a pastry chef. Now, let's look at the education plan. The courses that relate to her career interests include enrolling in a 2-year career and technical education program to study culinary arts. In the next box, Action Steps, list the things you as a student will do to accomplish your goals. Are there more things you need to discover? What activities will you do to advance yourself towards your career goals? Be sure to check off the boxes on the far right when you've completed your steps. Let's look at number 4, skills and application. What do I need to know? What skills are important to me? What am I learning? How can I use it? Now we are going to explore the skills necessary to be successful in the world of work. These are not specific vocational skills. They are soft skills as well as activities that support career skills. You may have seen these before. They are the Universal Foundation Skills or CDOS Learning Standards 3A. The first 2 are listed on this page and they are basic skills and thinking skills. For more information about these Universal Foundation skills, consult with the CDOS Learning Standards document referred to earlier in this presentation. There you will find a more in-depth explanation of each of these skills, including activities that you can do to demonstrate mastery. Turn to page 4. On this page, you will notice a continuation of the Universal Foundation skills: personal qualities, interpersonal skills, technology, managing information, managing resources, and systems. Each of these areas should be considered as appropriate. Depending on your career interests, some categories will be more relevant than others. Notice the second column from the left, beginning skill. Check off the boxes below ranking your skill levels. There are 5 boxes and you are to rate yourself as less developed, which is on the far right, or highly developed, which is on the far left, or somewhere in between. List activities and experience you have had or will participate in order to increase your skill levels. Complete the boxes in the column on the far right when you update your career plan for the final time, probably your senior year. And finally, let's take a look at number 5, the culminating activity. In this section, list an activity or activities that you completed. In the adjoining box, note what you discovered during the process and how this will impact your future plans. A student named Emma explored careers working in a library. One of the things she listed under activity was, I interviewed a school librarian, a reference librarian, and a children's librarian. In the next category, self-knowledge, future plans, Emma wrote, after interviewing all 3 librarians about their jobs and the education required, I learned that I would have to go to college for many years. I discovered that I do not want to be a librarian, but I do want to work with young children. I plan to go to community college to get a certificate, and then I want to work in a preschool. So to wrap things up, use the NYSED Career Plan to help guide you through the career development and exploration process. You can download a hard copy available on the NYSED website, or you can use an electronic version on CareerZone. Completing the career plan is one way to document mastery of CDOS Learning Standard Number 1, Career Development. The career plan is designed to be completed throughout the high school years. It should be updated at least annually. The career plan is required for anyone working towards a CDOS Commencement Credential. Here are some great resources. On the left, you'll see information pertaining to the CDOS learning standards, including where to find activities that align with each one. On the right, we've listed information about other videos available in our Make It Work series, identifying work readiness skills, developing self-awareness, what are my interests, and developing self-awareness, what is my personality type. On behalf of Jane Thorpe and myself, thank you for joining us today as we looked at creating a career plan. Please stay tuned for future editions of this series. We will be bringing you ideas for work readiness projects and activities you can do at home and in the classroom. And remember, together we can make it work.